Hello and welcome back to another video on the Wrestling's Way and to another edition of Raw out of 10. And yeah, it's a big show today. Obviously we've had all of the drama with Sasha Banks and Naomi over last week, and focusing on storylines and stuff like that. We're just a few weeks now away from Hell in a Cell, and the cards come stacking up nicely, so let's get straight into it. And Riddle kicks off Raw and said that Randy Orton's been having a bad time with his back recently, but still decided to face the Usos anyway. Riddle called Roman a piece of trash before swearing to take revenge on the Bloodline. He then said that regards to Orton revealed that RK Bro would be disbanded, leading to RK Bro chants from the crowd. After a break on Raw, we headed to a tag team match between Riddle and the Street Profits and the Usos and Sami Zayn. A brawl broke out when the Usos were making their entrance, and we headed for another break before the match started. And then onto the match, Dawkins and Zayn kicked off the match, and Montez Ford was tagged in early with the Street Profits in control of the match. Riddle came in and took out the Usos from the apron before Zayn attacked him in the corner. Riddle was injured and Zayn unloaded on him in the ring before locking in the hold. The original Bro then broke the hold back and hit a double stomp on the back before Jay tagged him. Riddle turned it around and started unloading on Jay before tagging Ford in. Ford was sent to the outside and took a super kick from Jimmy before he headed for yet another break. Back to the match, and Riddle was dropped on the outside while Ford was being isolated in the ring. Ford then managed to counter a big move and make the tag to Riddle, who wiped out Zayn and Jimmy in the ring. The Usos were then on the apron but decided to walk off, leaving Sami Zayn alone in the ring. Riddle, who hit the RKO for the victory. This gets 7 out of 10 from me. The storyline with Sami Zayn at the end keeps on delivering, and the match itself was really fun. Could see Riddle and Street Profits teaming up, and as sad as it is for RK Bro to win, maybe it's just temporarily, and they still left it open for a reunion rather than totally breaking them up. So on the whole, this was a good start to Raw for me, 7 out of 10. Lashley was out next, and after recapping his win in the cage match against Amos, the former WWE champ said he and the Nigerian Giant weren't done. Lashley called Amos and MVP out and said they'd be facing the Giant in Hell in a Cell, a special stipulation. He also announced that he and MVP would pick each other tonight, and the winner would pick the stipulation for Hell in a Cell. Why isn't it just a Hell in a Cell match? Isn't that the point of the pay-per-view? MVP sent Amos and Lashley before sneaking up behind him with the cane. Lashley caught MVP and knocked him off the apron before he and Amos ran off. I'll do a full recap later, but it was okay. Hoping kind of Hell in a Cell is the end because it's kind of run its course, but it was fine. Before backstage, Becky earned another opportunity to be added to the Raw Women's title match at Hell in a Cell. Judgment Day was out next, and Damian Priest said that everyone in WWE lacked the courage to be who they really are. Edge offered the other superstars on the roster to join in once more before saying that everyone else was afraid of his work. Edge then called on the fans sheeple and said that he only offered the means to wake up. The crowd booed him, and then Edge took the mic and told them to look in the mirror. The Judgment Day wondered who their next opponents would be before Liv and AJ made their entrance for the match. AJ Styles and Damian Priest started off the match, and attacks were made early on, leading to Rhea Ripley countering a big dive but taking a lung blower. The match then headed outside, and Liv Morgan and Styles took down their opponents before heading back into the ring to showboat. Back to the match, Ripley was back in control, but Morgan took her down and made the tag to Styles. Priest came back in and sent him outside before dropping him face first on the apron. Back after a break on Raw, Styles got a Pele kick on Priest and tagged Morgan back in for knee to hit a knee strike in the corner. Liv Morgan then got the finisher, but AJ Ripley's foot on the ropes, breaking the pin. AJ Styles then attacked the raging old superstar on the outside, taking Damian Priest outside the ring. Morgan was then trying for the pin, but Edge assisted Ripley from the outside and let her get the pin. After the match, Styles attacked Edge, but Priest and Ripley came in and wiped each other, wiped the baby faces out, before posing over their bodies. Another dominant moment for the Judgment Day. The match was fine. It gets 6 out of 10 from me. Kind of just got there, but it's just building them up really, Judgment Day, so not too bad. Bliss was then backstage and said he'd humiliate Cody tonight before Jerry Lawler was out next on Raw to host King's Courts with Veer as his guest. Lawler was interviewing him, who kept silent and just nodded his questions before taking the mic and calling Rey Mysterio weak for worrying about his son. Lawler was then making jokes and angered Mahan, who was about to tap the legend. The Mysterios then came out to defend the Hall of Famer, and a brawl started before Veer walked off as Rey and Dominic took to the ring. It was okay. Not really interested in this, to be honest, but it was fine for what it was. Before we got Alexa Bliss versus Nikki ASH. Nikki ASH got the first shot in, but the big strikes rolled out the ring. She was then sent outside to the ring when D-Drop before coming back and unloaded on Alexa Bliss on the mat. Bliss then broke out of a submission and hit the lower breaker and a running neck breaker. She fell out with a double drop kick and hit the Twisted Bliss for the quick win. This gets a 5 out of 10 from me, to be honest. What are they doing with Nikki ASH. They could be doing so much more, really, especially with this whole on do drop, making it look weak. I mean, like, not opposed to making this look strong, but come on, it could have been done to someone better, really. Seth Rollins was backstage and said that there was a clock in his head ticking down to something ominous before he got Cody Rhodes versus The Miz. Rhodes countered the most of The Miz early offense, ticking down to the mat for a hold. The Elias then came back with a hold of his own, but Rhodes broke out and hit some knee strikes before getting a near fall. The Miz then sent Rhodes to the outside before we headed for a break. Back to the match, the American Nightmare locked in the figure 4 leg lock before climbing up to the top rope, but Seth Rollins came up and dropped him. Rollins attacked Rhodes at ringside before The Miz joined him. They absolutely destroyed Rhodes' knees. Seth Rollins got Rhodes' belt and hit him with it before walking off. And yeah, to be honest, this was predictable. It was a decent match beforehand, but probably was always going to lead to this sort of thing. So yeah, gets an expected 6 out of 10. Before we got Ezekiel versus Chad Gable. Ezekiel had the early advantage and got some big moves in before Otis ran the distraction by pulling at his leg. Chad Gable was in control of the match and focused on Ezekiel's injured leg before the newcomer came back with a spine buster. Otis then interfered once more before the referee sent him back to the lockers. Kevin Owens came in at ringside to interfere, but he too was ejected from ringside. Ezekiel rolled up Gable off the distraction and picked up the victory. After the match, Owens was furious and challenged Ezekiel to a match at Hell in a Cell. And yeah, I've been looking forward to this match for a long time. So yeah, the match was okay, but yeah, just a means to get into that really. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. It gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Before we got Bobby Lashley versus MVP. MVP was keeping his distance early on and fled the ring before Lashley followed him, but Omos came in with a lariat and wiped him out. MVP took Lashley to the corner and taunted him, but the latter recovered and tossed him outside to the ring post. Omos then stepped in once more and sent Lashley into the timekeeper's area, but the referee did not notice it. MVP then got back in the ring while Lashley was counted out by the referee. After the match, Lashley came back in and locked in the Hurt Lock on MVP before walking off. Yeah, I mean, like, it should have really just been a domination station for Lashley. MVP doesn't need it, really. So yeah, it probably gets a 5 out of 10 for me, just incorrect working. Would have put Lashley over, but we'll see what the stopping stipulation is. Before we got Oscar v Becky Lynch in the main event. Oscar had the early advantage and sent Lynch into the corner before trying for a modified armbar. Lynch then broke it, dodged a kick from the apron and sent Oscar to the ring post before we headed for a break. Back on Raw, Big Time Bex then sent Oscar outside and into the barricades before hitting a dive from the apron. Lynch then got a near fall in the ring before she and Oscar took each other out with double lariats. The Empress of Tomorrow then got a big German suplex before getting a near fall off a Shining Wizard. Oscar countered the big dive with a double knee strike before getting a suplex for another near fall. Lynch then took the hip attack on the and a baseball slide on the apron before trying for the kick outside, and she hit Bianca Belair instead of Becky Lynch. Back in the ring, Lynch rolled up Oscar and picked up the victory. And yeah, it goes a 6 out of 10 from me. I mean, like, it's kind of what it should have been done the first time, really. You could have just done it last week and had these two go at it. Didn't really need another match, to be honest. And yeah, I'm just kind of drained with this whole Sasha and Naomi situation, really. So yeah, but the match was decent. So on the whole, I'll give the shenanigans outside of it a 5 out of 10. This is 7 out of 10. So yeah, I'll meet in the middle and say 6 out of 10. Overall, Raw this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I mean, like, I thought it was an okay Raw. There were some decent bits in it, some bits that didn't make quite so much sense. But, it was an okay episode of Raw. Maybe not quite as good as some of the ones we've seen recently. But, still on this whole, I wouldn't say it's a bad TV show. From where it was, I don't know, maybe 6-12 months ago, it's on a different level, Raw, to then. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, don't forget to comment down below. Thanks for daily wrestling news and subscribe to my channel, and that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace!